This is Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117.
I started my recording
Welcome
this
to
time.
Quality Time, the KO Koala Entertainment Podcast. Anthony and Skylar will take it from here. Master Chief, out.
Hello and welcome to Koalatea Time, the Koala Entertainment Podcast. I'm Skylar Sokol.
I am Anthony Nicolosi.
So today,
Edited in post.
it was beautiful. Yeah, that all that auto-tuned in post. Today we're here for part 2 of our very exciting Gamer Data series.
From
Yes.
Limelight Network.
From Limelight Networks graciously freely released this data and we were able to get access to it. But before we jump into it, Anthony, last
we
week
have something to say. Yes, what happened, Skylar?
on our Discord, people found some mysterious messages in our trivia system during the giveaways. They followed those messages, explored the nooks and crannies, discovered
God.
the knowledge, and what happened, Anthony?
And they found out that we are making a single-player physics FPS called Agora.
Agora. Go to our pages. You can watch the reveal trailer. You can wishlist it on Steam. Go
And
check it out.
Please, God, please. If you're listening to this and you care even a slight shred, if we've ever done anything for you in your life, even given you a chance to win some fucking money with the giveaways, anything, please consider wishlisting the game.
Yes.
You don't
You don't
need to have to turn around and buy it when
Yeah.
it eventually comes
Don't
out.
even buy it. Just wishlist it for now.
If we hit 5 to 10,000 wish lists, Steam's going to put us on the popular upcoming page, and it's going to make it much more likely that we hit our sales goals so that we can quit our jobs and do this
Full time.
full time.
Yep.
Aye,
Anyway.
please, wish list.
Let's get into the data.
Agora is the name
Agora.
of our game. Let's jump into it, dude.
So, Anthony, you of all people probably... Well, you have problems with your hard drive space, but not necessarily with your download speed at home. Now,
Thankfully not.
apparently
Thankfully not.
this was a big enough topic that they decided to survey people about this, but apparently gamers are frustrated when their downloads are slow. Seems pretty crazy to me.
Believe that.
Wow.
Wow, shock.
Shocking. And in fact, it looks like pretty much across the board, 87% of gamers find the process of downloading video games frustrating.
Who the fuck is the 13% who doesn't give a fuck?
I don't know.
Freaks, man.
And in fact, in
That's
India,
huge dick energy right there out of that 13%.
in India, 94% of people said that the download process is frustrating. 94%.
Are
Damn.
they still on GSM down there?
Probably, yeah. They got that LAN cafe, or well, if you're at a LAN cafe, you don't have to download the game, so it must be their home internet.
There's a lot of people in India. Those
Yeah.
LAN cafes cannot have enough space for everyone to be downloading shit.
Now,
What
China are the people who found it the least frustrating. I'm not that surprised by that. I think they have pretty good internet within the country, and they're downloading their internal games, and so I can see how their download process would maybe be a little easier. And a little less frustrating just because of the consistency of their, government provided
Right.
internet or whatever.
Right. But I think one thing that's so the way this data is laid out is they broke the question into categories of what people found to be the most frustrating part about their download speeds,
That's
their
correct.
download experience. There's a percentage that's I don't find it frustrating, which you were saying, China's highest in that regard. The other ones are the length of time it takes to download's the most frustrating thing. When it doesn't work, when downloading doesn't work, is the second option. And the third one, which is getting the most hate by far, is when the download process is interrupted and I have to start over again.
Which sounds like an extension of when it doesn't work. I'm not sure how those categories break out, but
yeah,
not
really sure how they differentiate.
That is frustrating, dude. Like, if you have to start the download over, you wait like 20 minutes, start over. That shit sucks.
You're like 60 fucking gigs into Red Dead Redemption 2, and you have to start over.
Yeah.
Oh, that's ass. Yeah.
So yeah.
Has that happened to you before?
Very extremely rarely. Maybe sometimes I've downloaded a Steam game. There's been like corrupted files. You have to verify the game cache. That takes a while. Or maybe reinstall the game, but it's so rare.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Like you said, China's the least upset about it. I'm sorry. Yeah. And India is the most.
Yeah, as we mentioned.
They're most frustrated. Yes.
So I'm looking at some of these other data in this topic. It splits it by age groups, but the data isn't very interesting. It also splits it by quality of gamer, if you will. And also the data isn't really skewed in any which way there. Honestly, not that interesting of a question when you're just asking something that's pretty common sense, I think.
Generally speaking, people hate when it gets interrupted and starting over. And the second was like how long it takes to download.
Yep.
So, yeah. Okay.
So now this is an interesting topic. We mentioned this during the last part. Our interest in what about console gaming, next-gen consoles, how do like the gaming platform affect people's opinions? So these are questions about whether gamers would upgrade to a next-gen console for updated technology, whether it's for faster gameplay, for the next-generation games, or for the updated technology, i.e. 8K video support, enhanced controller, etc.
Okay.
Now, it looks like updated technology and faster gameplay are the top reasons for upgrading game consoles. Next-gen games, not as much of a concern, which is interesting. I don't even know, what does faster gameplay even mean? Does that just mean it loads faster?
Really? They didn't care about the games?
Apparently not. Apparently not.
Wow, that is weird.
That is strange. And maybe that's the reality of like all these games being released cross-platform now on every gen. Maybe they don't care as much.
Yeah, maybe it's not as big of a deal.
Now, interestingly, gamers in the UK and US are the least interested in upgrading their consoles, while the highest interest came from China and Vietnam.
Sheesh, that shocks me. I'm not sure the point you just made is a good one about why do these people not care about the games. This was done. This poll was done in 2020. I mean,
no, this is 2021 data. I believe this was done this year.
Okay, so it was earlier this year. There's just like, I don't know, the next gen games for both consoles. There's not a ton right now.
It's true,
you know.
And if people were thinking about that could have skewed their answer for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, that's interesting. Now, when I think you asked the question of like, what does faster games mean?
I assume it's load times, right?
If it's load times, that's what I was going to say. It makes sense. I feel like they would have phrased that differently if it was talking about frame rate, but
I would think so too.
Load times are greatly improved in this new generation of consoles with the SSDs. So, yeah, that could.
Yeah. Interestingly, yeah. I mean, this isn't that surprising that older gamers are less interested in upgrading their consoles than younger gamers. I could see younger gamers wanting that new hotness. And also, the aspiring professionals and experts are the ones who are most interested in upgrading as opposed to the casual gamers or novices. Also not surprising.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
Let's move on.
Next one.
Yeah, this is price and performance are major factors in subscribing to so this is Stadia and cloud gaming question. Of the following options, which is most likely to prevent you from subscribing to a live streaming consoleless gaming service such as Google Stadia? Content, as in the content is too limited. Performance, as in there are performance issues. Price, as in the cost is too high. Or privacy, as in you're afraid it's going to leak your data to China or whatever. Or I guess if you're in China, leak your data to the U.S. I don't.
To Trump directly.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you think? What is your opinion on that? Because I know you don't have a Stadia. You haven't looked into that at all. What do you think is stopping you?
I mean, I do have Game Pass, which comes with xCloud.
Right.
For what it's worth. But I would say, generally speaking, the thing that's mostly like I was going to say performance, like basically how well given a normal internet connection does it do, like is it worth it, from that perspective. But I probably wouldn't even consider it if it didn't have games I wanted to play. So
content.
Yeah, content is probably first, performance close second.
Now,
Games
interesting.
have to be there, but it's got to perform well.
Interestingly, the global result was that the cost is too high, which is crazy to me because most of those services are pretty affordable in my mind compared to buying a console and games.
Yeah.
Unless that price is including like buying a computer with internet, which maybe in some of these countries it does. If we look at the U.S. specifically, though, even in the U.S., 6.4% of respondents responded with the price being the highest. And then the second highest is 21.6% on performance being the next highest, 14.7% on content, and then 7% on privacy.
I mean, maybe part of the reason why the price is so high is because people are not viewing this as an alternative to console. They're viewing this as an add-on. So this is kind of like, is it worth it? Is the cost worth the like additional experience of having the convenience to play from anywhere occasionally?
Yeah.
It's not my replacement for my console.
I guess, and maybe that's people's perspective, and maybe that shouldn't be their perspective, and once the technology gets there, it won't be.
Considering the fact that everyone's bitching about internet speeds, it sounds like
right.
They're going to need to wait a little bit before the technology can get to the point where it can be a swap for a console or a more casual experience. I do think that's the future, but it maybe right now it's still viewed as auxiliary kind of a feature.
Totally.
Extra.
Now, about age groups, it looks like the age groups were consistent in their answers. Everyone answered in this ranking. But the one interesting, ripple in the data is gaming experts were the only ones to say that performance was their major issue rather than price, whereas everyone else was on price at the top.
It's kind of weird, though. They still didn't say content. Like, even the professionals, it's like, well, why would you want to play that thing if the games you don't want to play aren't there?
I mean, maybe the reality is that the content of most of these things is pretty good already. So maybe that's not the concern.
They're rolling with an assumption that, like, it will be there, which is fine. I
think content is one of the strongest aspects of most of these services at this point. Like, most of them are offering a good group of games. Not all of them, but,
Yeah. No, it is. It's good. Good selection.
Now, this next category I love. I didn't even know this was part of this, but this is great. The question is, what daily activities have you missed due to playing a video game? The options are, yes. You tell me yes. We'll both answer yes or no for each of these.
Okay.
Showering. Yes.
No, I've never missed showering.
Okay, I shower like every other day or once at night. So for me, it's not like weird. But
fucking savage over here.
I'm sorry, I don't produce that much negative scent. But then again, you exercise vigorously like every day. So
you go to the arcade. I know you're sweating.
When I do that, okay. Whenever I sweat at the arcade, I shower. Just for the record.
Okay. That's good.
Don't worry. Yeah. But this was before that, when I didn't leave my house.
I can't even tell you, dude. Outside of like camping, the last time I haven't taken a shower in a day, at least one.
Damn. That's crazy.
I can't even remember.
That's crazy. We have different life in that aspect. Next is missed a meal. Definitely yes.
Yeah, probably. I mean, like sometime in my life, definitely.
Yeah,
for sure.
Missed sleep. Definitely yes. Yeah. Missed socializing. I mean, yeah, I've decided to like not go socialize in order to play a video game.
The only form of social interaction that I'm counting as potentially missable is not hanging out with Brittany. All the other ones, like I wouldn't want to go beyond instead of gaming anyway.
That's just you. Yeah. So that one's like a guaranteed yes.
So for me, it's probably No, I haven't ditched socialization.
What you mean? No, you mean because you ditch socialization always?
Yeah, like
That means it's always yes.
I feel like ditching socialization means you wanted to do the socialization, but the game was so good you did the game.
Maybe, and then missed work. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah. I've taken off work for all the Halo releases since I started working. Yeah. So. Yes.
All right. So let's see.
I'm gonna take a week off for Infinite, baby.
Yeah, you are. Now, what do you think? I mean, the highest is not surprising. It's missing sleep. I think that's like the most common thing that video games do. Next, we have a tie basically between missing meals and missing socializing, followed by missing showering, and then missing work is the lowest. That sounds pretty reasonable.
Showering is so fucking fast. Well, I mean, okay, that's biased towards my perspective on a dude showering is so fast.
Yeah, exactly, right.
God, like what? You take a fucking long shower and it's like 20 minutes. Like,
yeah, but I don't know. For me, I feel like showering is such a waste of time.
Sleeping is a waste of time. Wow, that talk about fucking waste of time. It's like for 7 hours I just sit in this pile of smush. God. Anyway, next.
I'm just looking at the country data. Isn't that interesting? It looks like
in England they ditch meals.
It looks like in Indonesia they did the most missing of anything. 57% missed sleep, 44% missed showers.
Damn.
Yeah. And then gamers in Vietnam took the top spot in missing meals, and South Korean respondents missed the fewest showers and meals. Those fucking responsible South Koreans.
Okay, I want to see this one broken down, though, by the categories.
By age or by gamer level?
Oh, there's age. I missed the age. Okay, yeah, first by age.
I'm looking at age, and honestly, the data is pretty consistent across all the age groups. There's not that much variance, except the 60-plus group seems to really hate missing showering. But it does. The percentages sort of do trend downward in some of the categories as you get older, in showering and meals, work, and socializing go downward as the people get a little bit more responsible. But sleep seems to go sort of in the opposite direction a bit, with like the 46 to 60 age group actually missing the most sleep from video games.
From playing.
Yep.
Damn, the Candy Crush is real.
Yeah, right? You're like in your bed playing Candy Crush, like twitching because you're like need to beat level 6,482.
Dude, you get into fucking clan war with Clash of Clans while you're getting ready for bed, and that's another fucking 30-some minutes, man, that you're in there. And some guy's like, oh, I need troops. You kick off like a dragon thing, and you're like, well, fuck, I have to chill here for 20 minutes while I wait for my dragon to come back. Anyway, that's... Yeah, this next one, though.
Gamer level?
Professional. Yeah, the gamer level in their relation to this. It's still consistent. It's actually like, I'm not even sure they didn't fuck this up because the numbers are literally the same as ages. I don't know if you see that. But the percentage of like, the summary of the percentage of...
Oh, yeah, look at that. The averages are the same. Oh, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. The average should be the same. Because it's all of the data combined.
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay.
Yes, it is.
As you can tell, I'm a professional
mathematician.
Aspiring professionals are the ones
who miss showers the most. Professionals and experts missing showering.
How many like esports tourneys have you been to?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not sure.
They smell like ass.
Yeah. If you go to a Smash tournament, that's the one. That's the one that is the worst smelling gaming tournament. I'll tell you.
Gaming tournaments smell like fucking ass, so this data backs it up.
Yeah. Hey, and all I'll say is the fact that I'm willing to miss showers more than you just means that I'm a better gamer.
You can take it. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Me and my clean self are fine with that. The aspiring professionals have also. I'm looking at their percentages relative to the other ones. They have the highest level of missing
socializing, and work as well.
Yeah, for gaming.
Yeah,
which,
makes sense.
How do you miss work if you're a pro gamer.
I mean, I guess
you
they're
know?
aspiring pro gamers, right? So they have a separate job. But yeah.
But yeah, they're fuck
Interesting.
friends. I'm gonna be a pro gamer. That's where they're at. I want to go down to novice. They lose sleep by far more than the other things.
Right, but
Sleep.
ironically, casual gamers are the ones missing the most sleep.
Yeah, they're missing the most sleep. But
Crazy. But yeah, novices, you're right. There's a big disparity between them missing sleep and missing other responsibilities. Whereas in the professional and expert groups, there's not as much of a disparity. They're sort of missing everything.
It's funny. Casual gamer has a lower percentage in like the lower work percentage. I miss work percentage than novice.
Yeah.
And that's because in casual gamer, you start to become cognizant of the fact that you play hours of video games a week. You feel guilty and you don't quit work.
A novice is just like getting into it. They're just they're at level like 10 of Candy Crush.
They don't realize they're on the way into addiction, like.
Oh no, this next one is a dangerous question.
Let's go.
Anthony, my answers do not reflect our on our job personalities. How many gamers play games at work? How often do you play video games during work? I think we'll have to distinguish between work from home and work from the office too. I don't know if they distinguish here. Here they don't. It's just times. So I'll say when I work from the office, I never play video games.
How can you play a game?
I guess on your phone. I mean, for casual gamers, right? You could, but I don't.
If you're counting mobile phones, have I ever checked my Clash of Clans base while at work? Yeah, probably.
Maybe once though, right? Yeah, or I play chess sometimes, but it's when I'm in the hallway or
right,
or
I'm not,
in the bathroom.
They're fucking fighting people in Clash of Clans.
Right. Now, if I'm working from home, you bet.
But this is what I think about working from home. When I'm working from home, I have the flexibility of putting in my hours. It's different. Like if I'm at the office, so my answer working from home is I have never played video games while I charge time to work.
Right. Well, our job is complicated because we charge
Right.
hours, but for a normal salaried employee, they that's just all it's saying is during work hours.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is working from home, what would happen to me a lot of times is I'd wake up first thing in the morning, I'm fucking working by 6 a.m., I'm doing shit, and then at noon I get lunch and it I don't want to jump right back into work, so I'll take some hours of doing other stuff.
But you're telling me
studio work.
If your code's compiling, you've never picked up a game and played a round of Rocket League or something?
There was
because that's the kind of stuff that I would do, right? When I'm running a DevOps pipeline, it's gonna take 45 minutes, and I don't have much else to do. I'll play a run of Binding of Isaac or something.
I mean, but it's still kind of the same thing of
no, because I'm charging my time because I'm actively working. I'm doing this pipeline, right?
If I am playing video games, I'm not counting it towards time, but that's just kind of
okay.
my own.
Well, you're just
prerogative.
Too good of a person, I guess.
Too good.
Yes.
Yeah,
if I gave that much of a shit about CACI, maybe they would they would retain us better.
When we were working, when I'm working from home, and I'm about to chill on the couch, I'll be this is a great time to kick off a HoloLens build, because those take a long time. But I'm not counting that as work.
You're not.
But I don't know. When I work from home, the hours kind of bleed.
You're a workaholic, so you're not a great person for this question.
But I want to know the answers of the plebs.
Yeah. What's the answers of the people who are not Anthony? If it was all Anthony's, they would never play video games during work, and they would work 80,000 hours a week. So let's look at the normies. So it looks like globally interesting. So aside from never playing games at work, which is 51.6% globally, playing games once a week is actually more common than playing games once a month. So if people are playing games at all at work, it's usually once a week. And then once a month, and then daily. So that's interesting. So
I mean, I'm not surprised about the high not at work percentage. There's such a variety of jobs.
Right. If we're in a job where we have the opportunity, even there's so many jobs that have no opportunity.
Right. So I'm not surprised by that. What's the percentage of people who are daily?
Now,
the average?
globally, it's 13.8%, but it actually varies wildly by country. I'm seeing. Let's talk U.S. numbers for now. In the U.S., it goes in the more expected order. 18.8% play once a month, 13.9% play once a week, and then actually no, it's not as expected because then 16.8% play daily.
Huh.
So in the U.S., daily is actually more common than weekly. Now, if we look at fucking China, dude, 28.8% do not play games at work.
So they mostly
20% lower than the average.
Yeah.
And 34.6% of those
I'm
people
telling you,
play games
you
at work,
cannot
play daily.
Criticize the government if you are alienated in virtual worlds, okay?
34.6% playing video games daily in China.
That's
The
crazy.
highest. People who play games at work at all are playing them daily. Crazy. Whereas in fucking South Korea, obviously, 64.5% not playing games, only beaten by Germany, and, the most of them are playing them once a month. Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go. Very, very interesting. Now, by age, I feel like this shouldn't be surprising, but mobile games, always throw a wrench in this shit.
Right.
It looks like, let's see, playing games playing games at work at all. It looks like the 18 to 25 is weird because a lot of 18 to 25-year-olds are not working. They're in college.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure about how that one works. But if we look at 26 to 35, 44.7% don't play. And then the numbers go up from there. Although the 60 pluses actually play games at work more often than the 46 through 60s, probably because they're about to retire and don't give a fuck anymore.
They got those greeter jobs at an office.
Right,
You're just sitting in front of the computer
like Candy
I'll throw
Crush.
a few rounds of Valorant in between saying, "Hi, how are you doing?"
Yeah, and the younger people are playing more often. More often are they playing daily than the older people.
Okay.
Interesting. Now, not surprisingly, as it goes up the video gamer level values, they play more and more often at work. From 64.7% not playing at work at the novice level to 25.7% not playing to work at the aspiring professional level.
They got to get their shit in, man.
No, yeah, these kids. I mean, I watch 100 Thieves Asuna, professional Valorant player, literally stream at the official 100 Thieves compound, officially endorsed by 100 Thieves, while he has his class lecture going in the background. I mean, that doesn't count as work, but it's very equivalent, right?
Come on. You didn't do class lecture. He's like, fuck that, dude. He's a pro Valorant player for 100 Thieves.
Right, exactly. So that's that.
Interesting.
Moving on to our next one. Let's see. We got a couple left. Yeah, just a few left. We got entertainment preferences for watching TVs and movies versus playing video games. Would you rather...
Actually...
Go ahead.
This is interesting because we kind of talked about this and how it could affect the remember how I was saying what's the average amount of hours you spend playing games?
Yes.
And you're saying maybe it could be skewed per country depending on what other forms of entertainment they engage with. So I'll be interested.
Yeah, interestingly, this is something huge for me because the answer to me is almost always I would rather play a video game than watch a TV show or movie. The only times where that doesn't happen for me are if I'm with someone who I don't have a video game to play with in person at that time. Is basically the only time I'll watch a TV show or a movie over playing a video game. So looking at this, in half the countries surveyed, there's a strong preference for playing video games over watching media. Those countries are China, India, Indonesia, Vietnam. Those countries have a 50% more people want to play games than want to watch movies. But if we get to our boys, the US and the UK, in the UK and South Korea very slightly, the UK a little more skewed, are the only countries that would rather watch a movie or a TV show than play a game. The US has 52 versus 47%. Playing games over watching movies and TV. So it's very close in those countries.
That's a big deal, man. That's a big deal. I can't believe how skewed. I'm looking at the data here. it is for like India and Vietnam, man. That's crazy.
Well, and China too, right? Like
China
these
too,
countries,
China too.
these countries are all like, yeah, it's
We're talking like 70% to 25%.
right. 50% more people would rather play games, like crazy amount. That's awesome. I'd like go those countries. We should have whatever games they're playing. We need here.
Yeah, and they probably would say the opposite. They're like, I want the good. I want that good stuff.
I want Breaking Bad. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and then we talked about that. You know, the United States has easy access to all the best, most popular shows.
Right.
And blah blah blah. So that could influence some stuff, but yeah,
I didn't expect that big of a
I didn't
skew.
expect the United States. I didn't expect, considering that we're going across the whole age demographic, for the United States to actually be losing, like for video games to be the majority.
I agree. Even if it's a slight majority, I am impressed as well. Good job, US. You're getting there. Now, if we look at age groups, unsurprisingly, I think the younger age groups are more likely to want to play video games than watch TV, whereas it gets closer as they get older.
I see.
But and
I mean,
also,
but it is like video games are sizably in the lead from an age perspective until you hit the 46.
yeah, and in fact,
60.
in our age group, the 26 to 35 age group is the one that is the most skewed towards video games.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Aspiring professionals and experts prefer playing video games to watching TV and movies. Oh, I'm shocked. Yeah, it's only the novice category is the one that has novices generally prefer watching movies and shows than playing games. Everybody else prefers playing games.
Now this is globally, but yes, yeah.
Yep. It would be interesting to have a per country breakdown of some of those numbers.
I agree. That would be cool. So anyway, next, what type of gamer are you?
Hey,
what? I'm curious.
We talked about this last time, right?
But this is how people self-identify as gamers. Now,
so the last one was based off of some kind of a quantification.
Yeah. Now, are you now let's ask ourselves. I think I know both of our answers. Are you a novice, a casual gamer, an expert, or an aspiring professional? I assume we're both experts, right?
What is this based off of? My skill level?
No, just based on what type of gamer you are. It's up to you, I guess. It's up to you to interpret the terms for yourself.
Yeah, I would. If I had to interpret it for myself, I wouldn't put myself in casual. I put it in expert.
Right. No, me as well. And there were times where I would maybe have been aspiring professional, but I don't know if that's the case anymore. We are aspiring professional game developers.
Hey!
Now, looking at this, most gamers are casual gamers. I'm not surprised by that, especially seeing
self-identify as casual gamers.
Especially seeing the mobile statistics from earlier, right? People who prefer mobile games. This is unsurprising. With expert actually being the next and then novice. So I guess if someone is more than a casual gamer, they're more likely to consider themselves an expert gamer.
You got
than
all
a
the
novice
fucking
gamer.
Diamond 3s in Rocket League pushing expert.
No,
up.
you mean all the like gold ones saying there, all the Lynx Potters when they're in silver too. Yeah, exactly. Saying they're experts. That's it.
Yes.
And then obviously professionals being the least.
You have the whole Halo multiplayer community that complains about Sprint bumping expert up. You know?
Right, exactly.
Are you an expert gamer? I don't think Halo should have Sprint, so yeah.
But now it would be interesting to have some data. I would just be curious if we could see in these countries how recently gaming has become more popular in those countries, and whether that has a effect on how likely someone is to feel like they're an expert gamer versus like a novice gamer, right? Because if you've been experiencing games for longer, I would expect more people to think they are experts. You know what I mean? But like a country that recently gained more access to video games, like maybe Indonesia, for example, on this chart, has a lot of novice gamers and very few expert gamers. The most of any of these countries, maybe they have only recently gotten more access to gaming.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What the fuck? South Korea only 2.7%. Again, surprising given
our aspiring professionals.
Our aspiring professionals, given like the size of media coverage for their scenes.
Totally.
Scenes.
Yeah, the professionals there get huge notoriety, so that is really interesting.
Yeah, I think South Korea has been arguably the most interesting
Yeah, or
set
at
of
least
data.
challenge the stereotypes we have about their
Yeah,
region
the
for
assumptions
sure.
that we'd have. For
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
Okay. Now it says it appears that over the course of the past year, many novice players have advanced their level of play, saying that they are experts or aspiring professionals instead. Last year, 25% of gamers were novices, whereas now only 14% say they are. And 15% were experts, whereas now 22% say they are. It's the COVID effect. They got pro at games.
I'm home. I'm going to fucking go pro, Mom.
Yep. And now, the last question is about events of the past year.
Okay.
Because as we've said, many people started playing games over the past year or got more into it. In the past year, have you done any of the following? Started playing video games. Started playing video games daily. Made new friends through online gaming. Started watching others play video games. Now, very interestingly to me, I don't know how they got the people who were surveyed for this survey, but 64% of the people in this survey started playing video games in the past year.
Wow.
That has an interesting effect on the rest of this data, in my opinion, too.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
They saved it till the end.
Yeah. Like that.
This is why they gave it away for free.
Right. And 60% of the survey started playing video games daily. Not necessarily the same group, but so a lot of people started playing games daily in the past year. 52% made friends through online gaming, and 56% started watching others play video games.
I mean, gaming had a huge fucking year because of COVID.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We just got news after news of revenue goals being broken, the most software sales ever for video games from publisher A, B, C, literally every you couldn't make enough games last year, honestly, is what it seemed like. And I mean, you couldn't keep up with the hardware demand. Of course, there was chip shortage and everything like that. But shit it was all about gaming. Gaming was such a huge part of the effect. Really benefited, I guess you could say, from the COVID situation. But yeah, that is interesting. 60% made new friends. A lot of people, the majority of people did make new friends gaming this last year,
which is cool. I think online gaming is becoming more of a thing. People are more willing to go into the online gaming world and make friends, and it's becoming more accessible as well with games like Among Us and stuff, right? So
right. Yeah, we also don't know the sample size of this.
So we do,
right?
actually. I'm looking at the bottom, and we have it. So I was going to go into that now. At the bottom, we have the demographics of the survey as well as the methodology. The majority of people in the survey were casual gamers, and the majority were 46 to 60-year-old. But they had people in all the groups. They took 500 responses from each country for a total of 4,000 global responses from January 5th to January 12th, 2021. So you actually were pretty right that the data is more last year's data than this year's data, because it was in January that they took these surveys. And it's 500 people per country from consumer panels. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, the 56% of people started watching others play video games in relation to the 44 who didn't. That's maybe a good indication for streamers. I don't know what.
Well, remember, for the 44% said no in that they did not start watching others play video games.
Yeah,
this is not an answer on whether they did it already, right?
Right, but that's good for I guess what I was trying to bring out is just good for a good influx of eyes.
Yeah, video game streaming and online, the online visibility is growing constantly, for sure.
Yeah.
It only gets bigger every year, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So that was our 2021 data special. I mean, I feel like if we get another one of these next year, we should do one of these again for sure, because this was super interesting.
Yeah, we should. I concur.
I love my data.
I concur.
Data boy. So anyway, do we have a Koaltea Time question, a patron question before we get ourselves out of here?
We do. It is from I'm actually a little perplexed. Yes, okay, here it is. The first one, the next one we need to answer is from Dylan Otea.
Okay.
And he asks, do you feel you should get better rewards for getting 100% in a game after doing every side quest, since it takes a lot of time. What do you think?
Interesting. So basically we're saying, are the 100% rewards, the reward for 100% in a game, good enough? I've basically never 100% games. I think it's dumb for me personally. Like, that's not something that excites me at all. And I think the big reality here, right, is an extremely small percent of players 100% games, especially larger games. And so I don't think the rewards are very good, right? You usually get like some sort of achievement and maybe a special like screen, but like, yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's worth it for the developers to put that much effort into it because it happens for so few people. Like, maybe have like a secret ending where you get some level of collectibles that are like part of the game, but for getting everything in a large scale game, I just feel like they know that so few people are going to commit to that it's not worth making the reward that crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, I think the percentage of people who 100%, especially some of the bigger games, that percentage, that the percentage of the overall player base that does that is probably like equivalent ish to the high level competitive ranks percentage, right? Like, it's not too much. And if you think about those, like, what do you get? You get a rank, you get something to show that you've accomplished it. In some games like Rocket League or whatever, you get like decals, you get some aesthetic cosmetic unlock because of it.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that's what I was thinking. Like,
well, I mean, the ranked rewards are way better than completion rewards for single player games for sure.
Right. So that's kind of that's kind of the angle I was thinking. They could take it in the direction of like the competitive rewards that are doled out. Like, you can, in fact, in Halo, so if you get max rank, like XP experience point rank in Halo 5, you get a custom special armor set.
Right. But that's not about like 100%ing the campaign, right?
No, that's just playing a fuck ton of
right.
stuff. Yeah, it's true. Like, yeah. I personally am a fan of that idea. Like, somebody 100%ed it, they got an unlock.
Give
it
them
also
a special
encourages
skin.
A special skin, some like a player banner kind of thing, whatever, something like that.
Yeah, I'm down for that too. I think that's great. Like, something, a simple reward that isn't too hard to make, because not that many people are going to get it, but could still make people feel special. I'm always down for that,
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
So where can people find us?
You can find us at koalaentertainment.com and enjoy what that website looks like, because it's going to change.
Might be changing on the horizon, but probably not soon, but it will be changing.
Yeah. koalaentertainment.com. Go there so you can see what it looks like right now before it changes. There you will find links to all of our social media, and you will find links to our upcoming single-player physics FPS coming to PC and Xbox, Agora. If you click on the link for Agora on our website, it will take you to the Steam page. Please, please, please consider just wishlisting the game. It helps us a ton. If we can get enough wish lists, we can get on the front page of Steam, which is going to help us get our sales goals, which is going to help us quit our jobs and do this full time, which is what we're trying to do. And you don't even need to buy it. Like, you don't even need to necessarily buy the game when it comes out. Just please wish list it. We hope you do buy it, and we hope you get really excited about it when we start showing some gameplay and all that. But please just consider wish listing. You can find links to all our social media, including our Patreon. Shout out to all of our patrons. Koala Kazi, Koala Manjaro, Koala Tacular. If you are interested in like behind the scenes content, the Patreon is about to get inundated with a bunch of behind the scenes look at what it took to pull off the ARG, what it took to make the trailer, the reasons why we made certain decisions regarding the trailer, the execution of the trailer, the delivery of certain information, all the nitty gritty details. Patrons are going to get it. $2, $5, $10 tier. You also get free merch and stickers depending on the tier you're in. Access to Minecraft Realm. It's fucking crazy. You get all kinds of stuff. And thank you so much for all the patrons who help monthly cover the expenses of the studio. It helps so much.
You guys will be basically single-handedly responsible for our upgraded website when that happens.
Yeah, it's true. The patrons will be paying for the upgraded website, pretty much.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for listening, and we will talk to you next week with special guest.
Oh, Joe, who is working on Song of Iron. Man, Joe's last name escapes me. Joe is working on Song of Iron right now. You might have seen it. It's like what do you call that? Like a 2.5D.
It's just 2D. It just has 3D assets.
Right. So isn't that what you call 2.5D?
No, 2.5D is like isometric.
Oh, okay. My bad. So, Song of Iron, you might have seen it. It's like you're a Viking and
it's like a side-scrolling hack and slash beat 'em up kind of game, but sort of modernized and with more like narrative flair to it. I would say seems like.
I would say it seems like it's got a nice atmosphere to it.
Yeah.
At least the atmosphere really comes across in all of the content Joe's
Totally
put out so
agreed.
far. Joe has had a prior experience in the AAA industry, including at 343 working on Halo. So we're going to talk to him about all that. It's going to be fucking phenomenal. And we're, of course, going to be doing giveaways during the end of the podcast. So be there.
And then at the very end, we're going to ask him to give us his epic mega grant, and we'll see what he says.
Yeah.
Just kidding, Joe.
Next Monday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
Bye.
Be there.
Talk to you guys next week.
See y'all.